I'm Kelly.
And I'm Travis.
And today we're here in Washington Square Park to
have people tell us their scariest school stories.
Okay, so something I forgot to mention is that while we were at Washington Square Park, we wanted to interview people, but if they felt like they weren't comfortable with sharing their stories, we also had a bucket option. We wanted to have that option in case people want to share it, but anonymously as well. So, with that being said, enjoy the rest of the video. Do you want to tell me about what the scariest subject in school for you was, or like a school subject that you were really just like afraid of or you didn't like?
Yes, I really did not like gym class.
Why gym class?
Because I was not a very athletic child.
So where did you go to school in?
I'm from Toronto.
Toronto. Okay, so what was gym class like in Toronto? Because we're based in NYC, so a lot of our gym classes were like, oh my gosh, run back and forth 20 times, and you're gonna get tested on that.
Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage.
I think I do remember doing that, but only one time, and it was hard. Yeah.
Well, what was your least favorite thing about gym class?
Okay, my least favorite thing about gym class was dodgeball, because it's terrifying if you think about it. I don't know if they even still let kids play that anymore, because and I'm I can't throw, and so I'm just
Can you catch? Can you catch?
No, I can't do anything. I can't run either.
She doesn't like gym class.
I don't like gym class. Can't catch, can't run, and so and there'd always be a couple kids on the other side who were whipping it.
Right, I would take that game too seriously. I really liked gym class.
He
so
would be
I would pick up those balls and throw them as hard as I could.
And I would cower.
Well, they were soft, you know.
Yeah, but if you throw them hard enough, no, I get it.
Because that's soft. They were.
Also,
they made them softer throughout the years.
Also, when they
hitting kids, yeah, they would get softened up from hitting kids. Yeah.
Also, when they hit you, they hurt.
They hurt. Yeah, they're like rubber.
And it's also humiliation, because it's what if it hits me in the face?
The rubber ones hurt, but recently they have they're softer, the squishier ones.
The squishy ones.
That don't travel as far.
Yeah.
Because do you know which ones?
No, but you know what? But then that's so embarrassing because they go so slow, and yet it's.
Class that used to scare me so much was called. Have you guys ever heard of Catch the Chicken?
Catch the Chicken?
What
game was this?
Is this the one where they tie a chicken to?
What? No. So there's a basketball room, or a court, and then there's a chicken in the middle of the court.
Okay.
And then there's two lines of people, right? So there's a line on top, there's a line on bottom, and all of the kids are numbered. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on one side, and then all the kids on the other side are numbered the same ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, consecutively. And then basically they'll be number 4 and number 5, and then number 4 and number 5 on both sides have to run to the chicken and see who can catch it first. So that was that's peak humiliation, because if you are ambling to the chicken and the other kid gets it and goes back, then you just stand there in the middle of the court looking like a clown,
a loser, because you lost.
We're excluding him from this conversation. He's not being part of this conversation.
It's fine. 50% of people lose. That's just how it works, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So maybe half the class is there with you.
Actually, that's not true, because I bet there's one kid that dominates every time.
Oh, you're totally right.
So even more than 50%.
Oh yeah,
of the class loses.
more than 50% lose. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you blend in, but still the anxiety of being oh my god, I'm getting called up, or the anxiety of oh my god, they're making teams. Who's gonna pick me to be part of their team?
Oh
that's a classic.
Yeah.
Getting picked last.
The classic. Yeah. But yeah, okay. To end on a good note, though, did you have did you have a subject that you really liked in school that you excelled in?
I feel I was a jack of all trades. I just had Asian parents, and so I just had to be good at everything except gym. They did not care that I got to be in gym.
Yeah.
But everything else was, which I did. I got to be in gym. But everything else was just just keep.
You were working out the muscles in your brain.
Oh yeah. I couldn't work this out. I was too busy.
It was too busy grinding this.
A lot of energy.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of your daily energy is for the brain.
Yeah, so shout out to my nerds out there.
So to the unathletic kids.
To unathletic kids.
The brain, hey, the brain is also a muscle.
It's one of the biggest ones too, I bet. Yeah.
The most important.
The most important.
Maybe the heart is a little more important, but
arguably the most important. What was a scary school subject, teacher, school experience that you had?
Oh, it's a scary teacher.
Okay.
So I'm in elementary school and heading to middle school, ready to go last year. And then because the district changed, they said maybe you'll spend one more year in elementary school before you get to middle school. They're going to pull the rug out from under us. And so they said, does anyone have anything they want to say about that? I raised my hand, annoying little 5th grader, and I said, this is the end of the year. You should do this next year. Don't do it to the kids who have been all ready to go and like we're prepared to leave. Just like the reason you have, right? Explain to the kids next year. Don't do it to us. And the whole class went, yeah, we shouldn't have to. And my teacher came up behind me, put her face right next to my ear, and said, a little kid like you should want to stay here for as long as possible. They beat up little kids like you in middle school. Mrs. Abrams.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal, and you could absolutely report that.
I would have,
If you knew better.
45 years ago.
Right, if you knew better also as a 5th grader too.
I'm not doing the math. Is it 45 years? But I'm a teacher now, and I'm good. I don't do that kind of thing.
I would say Calc BC. It was definitely a challenging class, and the jump from AB to BC was a lot of new concepts and the fast nature of the class.
Yeah.
But I think I learned a lot from the class, and over time it got better once you get used to kind of the subjects.
What was like the worst part about Calc BC for you?
The amount of like new concepts we were learning and like, yeah.
I feel like
Remember any specific concepts?
like sequences, series,
Yeah.
like all of the like when you have to integrate to find like the volumes of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
that's fun. Like the conics.
the conics,
sphere. Oh
yeah,
my
the
God,
conic
that was
spheres,
so
yeah, those are really
Definitely
crazy.
that.
Yeah, I took AP Calc as well, and I literally had to go to my teacher for tutoring every day because I was like, well, what happened in class?
Office hours probably almost every time we have.
Oh yeah, and then like sometimes like when the other kids at office hours are like, oh, I don't get this, and they ask like the most complicated question, you're like, oh my god, what are you talking?
Thought to ask that.
Yeah, like I didn't even think to ask that. I'm like just like I'm sitting here, I'm observing you guys. So I completely get it. The math grind is like math. Like so many people were scared of math. Okay, are you guys also scared of math too?
Yeah, and physics. Physics has like math in it, so I guess. It's
Oh yeah.
I hated AP Physics. I got an 11% on my final.
Oh.
Final.
No, you're
I still
done
got
with
a C
it.
though. I
You
got a B in the
graduated.
class.
You B in the class? Oh my god, that's crazy.
Wait, but I still don't understand, like, making a final exam, where, what would you say the average on that final exam was?
Wait, my friend, she was really smart. I think she got like a 20% too. Like it was. Yeah.
Who's next?
No, I was also gonna say physics. In college, I took Physics 101, and
Yeah.
I think it was like I was telling you, it was probably one of the hardest classes for me.
Yeah.
What was it? Like just like the magnetic waves and like magnetism
Yeah.
and even like the mechanics part of physics was really hard for me.
Oh.
I think for me, like I struggle with math, and so trying to apply that to physics with like all of the conceptual based like aspect of it was
Yeah.
just extremely hard for me.
Yeah.
And even when I went to office hours, I felt like it was almost disheartening because I didn't even understand the questions
my
that they were
God.
asking. So it was like really,
The worst
really hard.
feeling is when you go to office hours and then afterwards you're like, I still don't get it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like I feel like especially
Like
in
a
STEM.
lost-
Sometimes office hours like was not enough for me. So I was like, I literally need like that personalized like one-on-one help.
Definitely. Even for organ, like I got a tutor and I realized like one-on-one sessions is just so much easier for me, at least for me to like learn, and I don't know, like I appreciate having someone to go to whenever I have a question. So.
Yeah, and like it's like you could be vulnerable around them too. It's like I really don't get this.
Exactly.
Like I can tell you this and like not feel silly afterwards.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah, that's so relatable. Like all of your guys' stories are really relatable. It's because because the thing is like I thought I was never gonna touch math again after high school, and I feel like teachers matter a lot. I was having another talk with that. They make you or break you, right? So like I was talking with someone else who was saying like I don't feel comfortable with math because I never had a supportive math teacher. And so they were like, because I never had that support, I just never pursued math, but I feel like I would really like it. And I think that's so sad because like there's so many people out there who would probably be really good at math, they just never got the support.
Yeah, I just agree with Naya. I feel like Calc BC was pretty hard and like the
Yeah.
integrals and all that. But yeah, there was like a couple times where I would like not do very well on the test, and then I'd have to go to office hours. But yeah.
No, that's the classic story. And I feel like everyone in that situation always feels like I'm alone. Like, oh my god, everyone understands it but me, right? And then imposter syndrome hits you, and then like everything starts like tumbling on top of each other, and it's super chaotic. And I think it's really great that you guys are sharing these stories because everyone who's watching is gonna be like, oh my god, me too. And like it's more universal than you think. Yeah. So thank you guys so much.
So there was a student in my class that had a flat-headed screwdriver and
open in his hand. And I told him, hey, don't do that. You're gonna might slip and stab yourself in the hand. So he decided to put it on the table, which is a little bit safer. and then used the screwdriver and then it slipped and it still went right through his fingernail.
Oh my God, bro.
We got a picture of it.
Okay, sorry. Broke the nail
Oh
fully.
yeah. So he comes to me. And I saw exactly what it was. It looked like a screwdriver had gone through his finger. And I go, oh yeah, this is pretty bad. And he looks at me and he goes, yep.
And passes
and it
out?
just passes out and I caught him.
Oh my, luckily he passed out in your direction.
Yeah. So that was pretty scary, but I still have my job and he still has his finger, so there you go.
Which can't be said for everybody, it seems.
No.
You know, what would you say is like your spookiest school subject?
So for me, I would say it's math. I hate like just all types of math, calculus, just anything, right? Algebra, geometry. I've never been great at it. I think personally it's because I haven't had the best teachers to teach math, and it's such a, I would say, crucial skill to have to know math, right?
For sure.
A lot of students like myself, when I was younger, I used to think to myself, well, I'm not going to use any of these formulas. Y equals negative b, all that, I remember it, but when have I used it, right?
Right.
I think the importance, though, is motivating students to care about math and how to use it outside of the classroom on a day-to-day basis,
For
right?
sure, yeah.
If I was motivated when I was younger, I think I would have fell in love with math, but that was like the scariest subject for me. I would always get anxious. I would always get nervous when it came to the tests, the assessments, all that stuff. Never liked math.
I tutor a lot of kids who like hate math, and I think the teachers really matter a lot for the math classes, right? Like you get a bad teacher for a year, you don't understand that math subject, it adds up, right? Like that's the thing about math. Like if you don't understand it for like 1 year, it's like not like the next year magically you learn about something else. It's like you have to use information from the year before.
Exactly. It's like a domino effect.
Thank you for sharing that with us. To end on a brighter note, do you have like a subject that you really excelled in or that you really liked?
Okay, so I really like ELA. I love English, and I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm actually an English teacher. Yeah, so I teach 4th grade. But yeah, I love English, and I'm also a YouTuber. I try to bridge learning inside the classroom to the outside world, and I tell my kids all the time, you know what? I'm also a YouTuber on the side, right? Because what does YouTube involve? It involves sometimes making scripts. So you have to know how to write, how to get your sources, how to format it, right, so that you can read it well. And I have a little YouTube thing on the side, and I told them that, and that definitely motivated them, you know, to want to get more.
Do you want to give a shout out to your YouTube page?
Sure. It's NYC, so it's the phonetic spelling, so it's ENWAISEE.
Wait a minute.